update on the car. We have decided to keep the Silvia to put it through certification. So I've arranged a pre-inspection with the certifier here, Jody, just to have a brief look over the car, make sure there's nothing serious that needs to be addressed. Once you go through the official cert process, I do think you have a certain amount of time to get everything done. Similar to like a warrant of fitness, obviously a lot more rigorous. The price ranges between $280 to like $400, and I know on top of a cert, I think the certification is like ranges from $800 to $1,000, maybe even more, depending on how long. I'm not too sure. Like I said, this is a venture that I hope to help other people that are going through a similar process if they want to get their cars certed as well. Hopefully save you guys some money. So yeah, taking the car through a pre-inspection on the 9th of May. Really looking forward to it, but at the same time a bit nervous. Really hope there's no like major flaws on the car and that it can fly through pretty easily. So I do know right off the rip I'll need to get a oil catch can set up in the car. I mean, this is really ugly just to have that little filter there at the end of that OEM piping from when it was NA. Basically route that back into the intake, and then there's some type of reservoir for oil to be caught in. I really like the GK Tech ones that sit right here and actually bolt up to the OEM spot there, but where my math is located, I don't think I'll be able to run it. I haven't confirmed whether or not it'll fit or that disrupts it, but it is $200 and you can very well buy one for like $20 on Temu, maybe even a bit less. So yeah, oil catch can set up on the car, mint. I'm not too sure the car will go through with a boost tap. Can't really see it now, but there's a boost tap underneath this filter. I'm not too sure you can get certed with a boost tap. I think it has to be gate pressure. I'll have to confirm that. Again, pre-inspection is what all that kind of stuff's for. What else? I know the battery will have to be clamped down properly. It's just sitting there pretty free at the moment. Do keep it on charge overnight just to make sure the battery is well kept. What else? If I'm being honest, guys, I'm not too happy with the small wheels at the moment. So these are Volk Racing 15 by 6.5, 15 by 7 in the rear. And like, they're all good for stock body things. I think they probably would have come off like a AE86 Corolla or something like that. I'm not too sure. Anyways, they're not a bad offset for stock body on like a smaller chassis. I feel like it would look like all good, and it is well within cert spec. I think 195 60 15. That is like a tire size you can run for these wheels. It's just not aggressive enough for my liking. I'd really love like a set of Longchamps, but don't think I'm going to be able to get the money on top of going through the cert process. So probably just get certed on these wheels anyway. Not ideal, but I can always go through a recert and just get the wheels certed, some bigger ones. I had a chat with my mate Connor, and he even reckons as well, yeah bro, just send it, just get the car on the road so you can drive it legally, enjoy it, go through stages. This will be stage 1 with it being turbocharged. I feel like going through stages with your car is a good thing. It gives you a chance to really learn the car. I feel like once you get a bit of experience with certain setups, you know what to upgrade next time you want to do things on the car. And obviously with the certs these days, photographs are taken off everything on your car, so it's really hard to upgrade things. You have to go through a cert process to change wheels and all that stuff. Still running an open diff, which sucks, man. I really want an LSD, but yeah, I don't think I'll be able to on top of everything already. But yeah, looking forward to it, guys, and I'm going to do a plus T video basically straight after this video. So there's one question I kept getting asked by people, and that was, how did I do my fueling setup on the car? Tark's top feed conversion kit with EFI solutions for like I think $600, and the injectors you can choose. You can opt for I think 750 and 1000 cc. If I was to redo this, I'd go for 750 instead of the 1000s. Like, it's quite overkill. You have to change over the plugs from the OEM Nissan to the Bosch style. I'll pop a video up of that now. Basically you have to convert that over. It's a pretty simple process. I ended up butchering one of them because I didn't have the correct crimp tool. So make sure you get the correct crimp tool. I can't stress that enough. Don't do it budgetly like I did, because then you risk not getting enough voltage to one of your injectors, and that's obviously Really, really, really not good. But yeah, what else? So I basically got some, I think it's AN6 to a push lock fitting here. You can see that. So push lock to the appropriate sized hose. It goes around and it goes up into the fuel pressure regulator. And that's via push lock to dash AN6. From there, essentially I've reused the holder for the factory fuel filter. It's just the OEM SR20DE one that I've used. I think it might be better to go with the bigger Z32 instead of the one that I have. So from the factory size fuel filter, it goes to this little adapter here. I can post it up online for you guys, or if you know what size it is, but essentially converts it from that size to steps it up, and then that goes into the back of the fuel rail there, and to a push lock to dash AN6. Now it was quite a mad rush for me to get this all sorted. The day of the tune, I ended up having to do all this stuff. Never done that stuff before, and so looking at forums and like YouTube videos and stuff like that, I think I did pretty well in regards to time frame I had. The guys at Flame Performance did like a relay setup for my fuel pump. Apparently these cars struggle with getting voltage to the fuel pump, so that goes straight to the rear of my car to the fuel pump. They've like hardwired a relay to my fuel pump, so the voltage to your fuel pump is more consistent and stronger. Has to travel a long distance to get to the fuel pump, so I think that's the reason why they upgrade that. They were like, oh, do you want us to do this for a couple $100? I was like, yeah, why not? My car runs on 100 octane, and again, if you don't know, my car makes 280 horsepower to the wheels. I do think it's a bit more because I had some like idling issues originally with the car, so I took it back to the tuner, let him know like the car's still idling really weird. He was like, yep, I'll have a look. Did a bit of a road tune on it, so I think the car actually makes a little bit more, maybe like closer to 290 horsepower, because it felt a little bit different to when I first got the car. So I reckon my car's making a little bit more than 280. Originally, this is like a Phoenix front mount kit you can just buy for like S14, S15. Normally there's like the blow-off valve that kind of comes down here, and then you chuck whatever blow-off valve you have on there. I didn't want to run the blow-off valve, which I do regret now. You know I love a good valve. HKS, that little high little squeal, oh baby. So they deleted that, and I was like, oh, why don't we just pop the MAF in there? Because they wanted to put the MAF pre-throttle body rather than where it's normally located on like the filter itself. It just looks a bit better. You just pull that off and just have the turbo running like that. I don't recommend that. That's not good. But it does look pretty tough. Going for a cheeky little drive.